Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
We are live. You'll see that we're missing Angela tonight. She got back in the country. She was in Cuba. So it's me and Andrew tonight. I'm trying to figure out how to play the music, or I know she's going to tell me something later about how there was no music in the background.
We're all stuck with me, which is the point.
Right. Oh, oops, that's the Christmas one. We're not playing Christmas music. So I see some comments. Lace Wilson's here. Vince is here. Hello. Trina Brown Logan. Hi, Vince. Vincent, Melissa.
Enzo.
Andrew. Hey,
He's
Mackenzie. So we're going to have, me and Andrew are very, very efficient. We're going to have a short little show today. We have a special guest, Zdenko, joining us shortly. But before we bring him on to talk to us a little bit about inspections and pre-home inspections, of course, we're going to do a few spins of the night to start us off. And just a little reminder, if you haven't done it,
Yeah, so Melissa, we're going to debut our very first virtual spin wheel.
Yes, so little story, we couldn't find the real spin wheel that you know. If you've been here with us forever, you know. We have a wooden wheel. So I created a virtual spin wheel with some photos of the gifts we give away. And honestly, I think it's better. Easier.
I do as well, and I can't stand the sound of it spinning around. It's like a ticking time bomb in my head. It's
piercing.
So much better. So much better.
Yeah, 100%. So just a reminder to everybody is that we haven't done this since January, but the new rules are that you have to be on to win the full prize. If you are not on, you will get just a small gift card to Tim Hortons. But if you are on, you will get the full prize, and they're up to like $50 now. So make sure you're on. And I'm also going to just comment the link to get entered, just in case you haven't done it yet. And without further ado, I'm going to bring up the wheel. Of course.
A new wheel.
Yes, we have two wheels. We've had this done before. Okay, there we are.
Hello, that looks fantastic.
I'm gonna make this. Yes, so we have quite a few people, and at the start of every year we restart our wheel, so don't have as many names. Yes, Trina, you're in. I just put your name recently. But yes, if you give me your name and you're already in the wheel, you won't be re-entered. But if you aren't, then of course your name will go on there. So everybody only gets one entry, just a little reminder. And without further ado, we're going to spin the wheel. And I've heard that the music isn't working for everybody now. So there is music on the wheel. So let me know if you can hear it. So let's go.
With the anticipation. Krista Gould. Fantastic.
Congratulations. You are our first winner of the night. Are you on with us? I know we have a little bit of a lag. I'm going to give a few minutes before I bring out the prize wheel. But just a little, like I just said, if you're not here, you only get a $5 gift card, but we're still going to see what you could have won, because that's just how we do things here. So I don't see you yet, but I'm going to spin, and hopefully by the time I get back, you are with us. Let's bring up the wheel again, and let's see what your prize is. It doesn't have music. So it just has a little ticking noise.
Yeah, tick, tick, tick.
So I don't even know what one that is. Okay, Bent Ridge. You won a Bent Ridge card if you are on with us, but unfortunately, I don't think you are. So please make sure to come on with us so you can win your full prize, but I will still be sending you a gift card in the mail. And right before we bring Zdenko on, we're going to do one more spin, and then we'll get this party started. So let's bring up the wheel again, and let's see our second.
Red. Here we go. Stop. Jeffrey Coburn, congratulations. Is Jeffrey with us?
Are you with us? We're still going to take it down because it's too loud with all the clapping. Jeff, are you with us? I know Hannah always tries to watch. I don't know if he is on with us. I hate the little delay.
At least we got it working.
Exactly. I got it working. That's a bonus. But I'm going to spin. And if you're not here by the time the spin's over, unfortunately, you don't get the full prize. But let's bring it up anyways and see who you would have won. A happy card. There's so many options for happy cards. I love the happy cards. They have happy girl, they have thank you, they have active, they have happy home, which is my favorite because it has home sense. I love home sense. But unfortunately, I don't think that you're on with us, Jeff. So you are going to get the $5 gift card in the mail. Hopefully you come on later. But yeah, so we did our first two prizes, and unfortunately the two winners aren't even with us. So make sure that you enter. I see we have 8 people on, so hopefully next time some people that are here with us win. But before we bring on Zdenko, I'm going to let Andrew give a little spiel before we bring on our special guest.
A spiel about what? Should I talk about politics, my career?
Your career, why we're here. You're the second half of Leaman Murray.
Right, the oldest half. Well, in terms of my career anyways, Angela, yeah. Long story. No, doing this 13 years since July of 2010. I tend to focus a lot of my attention on multi-unit residential family properties. Luxury properties to a certain degree, but not a whole lot. I work with buyers from mini homes all the way to multi-million-dollar homes. I'm a father of 3. I made one of them. Anyway, so I work with my business partner, Angela, who's also my wife as well. And we built Leaman Murray, and it is what it is today. And I'm happy for that. So I will say our assistant, Melissa, is the rock of our entire administration at this point. As you can also from this particular show. She's an invaluable asset who is easily the best hire of my entire career, including myself.
Stop
it. No. It's all good. So anyways, suffice it to say, it's a changing market out there right now. The interest rates are still lower than they were 15 years ago, despite being higher than they were 2 years ago. So I strongly encourage anyone who's looking to buy or sell, particularly on the buy side, start your transactions now because real estate always goes up and down, but the trajectory is always up regardless of the dips. So get your foot in the door now and start paying yourself instead of paying your landlord.
100%. And I put Andrew's contact information there. And of course, you can always contact us through our Facebook as well or on our website. And one of us will get back to you as soon as we can. So without further ado, we're going to bring on our special guest, Zdenko. Do you want to do a little introduction for him, Andrew? I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So Zdenko, I met by complete accident at Mosaic on Spring Garden Road about 13 years ago. And he was in the industry, I think at that point, for about 2 to 3 years. And he was networking with a bunch of realtors, mortgage brokers, and so on. And he and I clicked because, of course, he's originally from former Yugoslavia. He's Croatian, but he lived in Bosnia. I grew up in Germany. He moved to Germany after the Civil War in Yugoslavia. So we started bonding over that common element, which is really cool. So since then, I don't know, what did you hear, Zdenko? Everything I said or part of it?
I heard everything, yes.
Everything, yes. Okay, cool. So anyways, we bonded over that similar connection. And since then, I always say, I'll try a new professional. If it works out great, then we'll keep using you. If it doesn't work out, say goodbye. Zdenko, because his work is so damn good, has managed to stick around and keep getting referrals from us, or me and my team, for the last 13 years. So I will say it's a matter of work ethic, intelligence, and he is not the kind of inspector who will look at something and say, you should do this or you should do that. He's not like that. He's not there to give advice. He's there to report on what he finds. My job as a realtor and my team's job as realtors is to give advice. His job is to find something, make recommendations, and report on his job. And that lack of alarmism and pure punctuality, functionality, everything associated with being an inspector makes him the incredible home inspector that he is today. And I will therefore pass it off to you. It is all yours to take from here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Only a small detail, I would just kind of change your wording. Like you said, he's there to find. I'm not there to find anything.
Oh,
My
okay.
job is to respect, and if we find something, we'll talk about it and
Right.
what we. That's my way. How I'm approaching any property. I'm just going to inspect. If I see something, then I will brought to our clients and to you as a realtor, and then we'll talk about what I see.
Right. So if that's the only correction you made of what I said, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying, like, many people are expecting from a home inspector to find something. We don't really looking to find. We check everything, and if we find something, then we talk about it, and we brought to the surface and tell, okay, that's the potential concern, that's the reason why, blah blah blah. So that's the way how I do.
The best part about what you do is you don't you don't have agency relationship with these people or the buyers, because you're not in the same regulated industry that I am. So you can't technically give advice. You can only report on your findings or your discoveries or the lack of finding, like you mentioned.
Correct.
Yes, exactly. So I like that about you, and I've always, drawn close to you in terms of recommending you to my clients, because, you don't create fires. You find them, or you discover them, or you don't find them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are there to basically provide information to the clients, and then clients can make decisions on the base what we find or we saw at the property.
Exactly.
And every property is going to find something. I will. It's not that I'm going to find. I'm going to probably have some recommendations to improve, change, adjust, pay attention. Those kind of stuff. But that's the majority of our fighting, if you want to call.
Right.
We do come across serious stuff, and then people need to know, and then we talk about it. If they want to get more depth information, then they should really contact specific professional for this, either electricians or plumbers or structural engineer, whatever it is.
Right.
That we recommend. But it doesn't happen that often that we really have something very, very serious. Most of the time is lots of small stuff around. Which
right.
So
what I've noticed from you is that you know a little bit about everything, but the professionals are the ones who determine the major issues if you discover them and bring light to them. Yeah. That's right.
So you mentioned that the market is changing, and I'm in this business for myself for 16 years now. I performed pretty close. It's going to be 8,000 home inspections so far. And this year is, of course, is different market for all of us in this industry, and we know the changes, and we see the changes compared to the last 2-3 years, especially last 2 years. So this year is really interesting in the dynamic of the sales and speed of the sales, and there's a lot of moving parts, whatever how you guys say. So what I was going to talk about today a little bit about the service, which I did this year more than I did maybe in the last 10 years altogether. And you probably noticed yourself on the Facebook, I posting this information, and you guys recently used this service as well, which is called pre-inspections.
Correct. Yeah.
Reason why we're doing pre-inspections, or why I want to talk about this, just because the market right now, I think it is in looking for this type of service. and it's protection almost for everybody in this process. Starting with when we do pre-inspections, we're doing pre-inspection for the seller. And why protection for the seller? Because we do process is same. I do inspection same way if the seller was buying this property. He never lived there, he doesn't know nothing, and I'm going inspection for him so he knows what he's buying to. That's my approach.
Right.
And then, because why we do that, many times people don't even know some stuff, or they know, but they think it's not important, because they're living there for 10 years. It's for them, it's okay, it's normal, but they don't realize that it's not very normal for the sale of the house. They might have a problem with that. Right. So brought to their attention, okay, that's stuff you probably would like to take care of, it should be fixed. Everything is same way. They choose what they want to do. If they want to do anything after inspection report, that's up to them. But at least they know what potential buyer might find if they have inspection performed from them.
It prepares them mentally. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the seller agent, in my perspective, is really marketing tool. Seller is prepared for the sale of the house. He fix whatever he want to fix, if he want to fix anything. But the seller agent really should promote this service to the public. Just to tell the people, we are serious. We did the pre-inspection. We know what's wrong or what is not wrong. And we want to move on. We want to move this house. We want to sell. We are not hiding anything. Everything is exposed right here on the table. Let's talk. Basically, that's what I think. I'm not realtor, so it's different, different mindset. But I'm thinking that's what realtor should be using. That's my opinion.
So two things here. Molly Ray, said she knows your son Mario. Number one.
Yeah.
And Vince is asking, does a pre-inspection cost the same as a buyer's inspection? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're right, though, about the whole promotion of the pre-inspection, because it's almost like saying, I have a pre-inspected property and I'm still willing to market it and advertise it in the same way as I would anything else, because the quality is that good that I'm willing to show everything wrong or good with the property in general. If anything, it's like a cost-benefit analysis. It makes a lot of sense. It's like, hey, this works out. It looks good. Here's the report, and it's worth the money that it costs. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned,
it is so much worth it. First, for the seller is peace of mind. I know even if the buyer choose to have inspection done after get accepted offer, says no, I don't trust, or I don't believe, or I don't like what whatever, you had your guy or you had your inspector, I want to bring my inspector to check for me. That's completely fine and normal. But the seller, he knows there's nothing could be different or should not be any difference.
And if something different is found, then it's still up for dispute, and that's no different than anything else, regardless of real estate, lawyers in general. That's why we negotiate everything, right? So that's a huge deal.
In a nutshell, that's correct, because we have also our opinion. When we see something, we can look at the same item with you and me, but we see different stuff. We have different angle of looking the same.
I was going to say the exact same thing about the angles. I could see 3, you could see 4, or right?
So there's always this potential difference, small difference. You saw, he didn't saw, whatever. So, but in the nutshell, there's really nothing to be anxious and scared. What's coming? It's already done.
True.
I think it's up to buyer either accept the report, which we did, or he might move and get another inspection done, or not to have inspection at all.
Well, there's also it's a benefit to the seller because if they're able to provide an inspection report to the buyer, it makes the buyer that much more confident to buy the property without doing their own stuff, which makes the transaction smoother in a lot of ways. So it's almost worth the money.
Much. And this year, Andrew, you probably noticed I did so many pre-inspections. It's like the last month and a half, so many, and none of those, and they're all pretty much sold. Maybe they're just coming. I just did yesterday. One is coming on the market next week.
Right.
All these who are sold, there was no another inspection. Couple of them I did walking through with the buyers, and we'll talk about this additional service which we provide, and or no inspection at all. People accept the report they saw. They didn't bother to bring another inspector. They didn't want it to go this service which we provide if they want it, if they choose so. But houses are sold without any issues whatsoever.
So that's really important to take away from this, I think, because over the last 3 years, most buyers, I would say, maybe not most, but many buyers were waiving the inspection clause entirely. So you weren't even having as much business because of that market shift. That was a huge deal. Whereas now it's funny how the realtors market shift is happening.
Yeah.
And this is improving, whereas ours is not, right? Like that's a cool little correlation that a lot of people don't think about.
But from seller agent perspective, I find, and also I think the public, because I'm getting phone calls about pre-inspection for people, they're just thinking to go to, there's no realtor. I don't even, they're calling me and they want to do pre-inspection. We want to check the house. We might go for the sale in the June. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm getting those phone calls, and the public is aware of this service. And I think the public is almost expecting from the realtor to bring this to them.
It's like, what do you mean you don't have a pre-inspection report? Like, what's wrong with you, right? Like, you don't have a pre-inspection report at all. That's
yeah. So that's why I'm getting really feeling the public is so much aware of this service and this benefit. So you as a realtor, you almost, if you don't provide, same like for us as a home inspector, if you don't using the drone, like what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? The level of the tools which we or infrared camera. Like if you have a home inspector who's not using infrared camera, no, like you cannot do the job anymore. That was 10 years ago, yes, but not today.
Oh, Zdenko, don't get me started on your technology 10 years ago. I encouraged you to get the iPhone when you had a BlackBerry and you weren't listening to me. I will never let that go. I will never let it go.
I know.
It's funny you mentioned that, though, about the whole floor plans or the walkthrough. So we lost a client recently, a seller client. We're not going to talk about names or addresses or anything. But the realtors who got the business on the listing side of things didn't even do floor plans, and the listing is almost worth $900,000. And there was a measurement issue with the insurance company. The list goes on, and in the end, we finally figured it out. But those small things go a long way. It's like we need to provide more options, otherwise we're no different than each other. So how do you stand out is the question, right? Like, Zdenko, tell me, how do you stand out against other inspectors, and why is a buyer's choice in Zdenko Juric and your whole team better than all the other inspectors that are out there? And this is your pitch. Like, I'm putting you on a soapbox. Stand up and tell me.
I don't know why.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
Come on.
Post. Tell me the best.
I mean, I think first, for personally, I have a lot of experience. I'm in this business for a long time, and I have a knowledge really, and I know where I'm gonna look for something if I'm assuming there might be a problem. So that's why also like the process is much smoother. I'm not wasting time looking around, and I know if I have to, if I saw something from outside, I know where I'm gonna go when I'm going inside to look for potential concern which I have already in my mind. Like the process is so smooth, but I think the key is our reports are very simple. Lots of pictures. They are big files because we have lots of photos attached to report. But the wording which we're using, it's very simple and simplifies as much as possible. Because first, I always tell, like back in the days, and it's still my English, I don't have the wording as somebody who grew up here and, living in Canada or North America all his life and his education is here. I don't have this wording in my mind, in me. So I'm speaking to people of very low level of the wording. So everybody is really, I think everybody appreciate that because I'm not using those funny, interesting, smart words, to explain.
That's a very good point, actually. I will say, though, that basic English language speech is really good at breaking down very simple things without scaring the hell out of the public.
And that's what one of our viewers just said. Simple wording would be important to me.
Absolutely. And that's not putting you down at all. That makes a lot of sense because
No,
I would need that 100%.
I think that's why my clients really like, and I like, if somebody talk to me and start to using those, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I said, what the hell are you talking? I don't understand you first. What you mean? I have to kind of break this word to me to understand what really meaning is behind. In my case, no, I'm straightforward. I'm not making stuff up, but if it's important, it's important, and I bring it up. But I'm bringing up in a very common, normal words.
Well, it's true. You would say something like, "Well, this is not good," and I would say, "This is extremely convoluted," and that wouldn't make any sense at all, would it?
Yeah. So that's a big difference. My difference is definitely from another inspectors. I'm very simple and simple wording, but reports are again very straightforward, simple wording, and lots and clear. There's no what he meant. Everything is clear, straightforward, and presenting himself without any doubt. Okay, and I think that's the difference. Plus, of course, my knowledge, my experience, and my approach to the whole business. Yes, we're also using all these new technologies. I'm using infrared camera for God knows how long, and we never charge additional fees. This is just process we do. And, I'm today, I went to MSDL because client called me, has a painter coming to the house. They were looking, and painter told him something completely off. And he said, Zdenko, you looks like you didn't tell us that's the problem. I said, what? I went over there. No, painter doesn't have a clue. But painter is not home inspector. He just thought that is something, but it's not. But I went there. We talk about it. That's no issue. I'm there for the clients. And that inspection was like 6 months ago or a year ago. So, people keep in touch with me. And I'm doing inspection for the clients. I did inspection like in 2012, like 12 years ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, one thing I like about you, one of many, of course, just to butter you up a little bit more, is that when you do a home inspection and it leads to an amendment requiring the sellers to complete something, and it requires some kind of a second evaluation, you, without charge, will go to that house on the pre-close walkthrough and verify that work has actually been done properly. And unless that's changed, forgive me if I'm wrong.
No, never. Yeah. That's the service I do. I feel it's not. I feel obligated, that's my client. I need or I should provide the service to my clients. That's how I live all my life, and I cannot change. I would never charge anybody for nothing like that. Never. I never did. I never will.
Yeah. That's a good part of your business because it's kind of like a re-verification of something that's already been done or supposedly been done. And if you can see that, hey, by the way, if you look at the work that was completed that was supposed to be done based on the amendment after the inspection, you say, you know what, this is done, but it's not done right, which is a huge thing in a lot of people. Like, oh, that capstone, the ceiling, or not the ceiling, sorry, the chimney, or
Yeah.
the roof shingles done, but they're not done properly. So that helps a lot of buyers out if the seller decides to cut corners or not, fulfill their obligations properly, and you catch that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
We also have a few questions in the chat. Vince is asking, do you have a thermal camera to check for heat loss?
Yes, that's the infrared camera. Yeah.
And then his follow-up question is, if so, do you offer service to not do an inspection, but just offer a thermal check for heat loss, as he wants to see the heat loss at his house?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
no problem. It's
Great.
easy.
So we had our
If somebody wanted, for example, to do so, I will, of course, because the infrared camera is really temperature difference.
Yeah.
So if we're doing, like, for example, in the summer, and the outside temperature is almost identical as the inside, we are not going to see much.
Yeah.
So we have to have difference. So if we have air conditioning in the house, I would ask people, can air condition, and I will do inspection from outside, so I can see from outside envelope what's happening, for example.
Or you do it in the spring or the fall where there's temperature.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Many people, and I come and I really don't see much because it's the temperature. If it's temperature inside and outside all identical, there's really not much to have a difference to see that situation.
Right.
But
Excellent.
Does anybody have any other questions?
I don't see any others. I think that's pretty
No.
straightforward. Do you want to move into questions or trivia, or?
Yeah, do you have anything else you want to share, Zdenko, before?
yeah, just because of this pre-inspection, and again, to the point is, from the buyer perspective, they see the pre-inspection sign, and buyer's choice is the inquiry, the sell report. They said, "Oh, I don't know, I don't trust." What we do and we provide, this is additional service for the buyer. If the buyer see report and understand what he saw, what we offer is, we'll come back with the buyer, walk through the house, explain our report. If they have any questions, we'll explain what we saw. If it's fixed or taken care of this particular item, we'll take from the report. But what we are basically doing, we are providing the buyer new report under their name. Now
Right.
they're getting full legal document with all this warranty which we provide with any buyer, plus they also getting recall check for appliances. So at the time when we do so, I will check appliance and make sure it's all functional, and then we take in serial numbers and information for the recall check. Now the buyer has completely legal document as any buyer which our buyers has, and he can always go back to, God forbid, something happened 3 months after he moved in, he still have obligation, like I have obligation for him. Like if he choose not to do inspection and didn't go this route, something happened, he does not have any legal, because I have the report I done for the seller, not for the buyer. And if he choose not to have inspection for him and not to go with this service at all, so he's a little bit kind of not 100% protected.
That's
so
really,
I think either they should have inspection done by somebody else for them, or they should go with this service which we provide and give him this protection for the future.
that's really good flexibility. I didn't know about that program.
Yeah, that's why we kind of, because what we're doing, we basically guarantee our work. It's not we are doing inspection for the seller just to make stuff nice. No, we do job for the seller to provide him service, but we guarantee our work, because now the buyer can trust and believe, yeah, this is real stuff. It's not messing around. We understand, but we would like to have a report under our name. We can do so. We transfer this same report with small adjustment under their name. Now they have the legal document with less fees, because we already did inspection, they are not going to pay for full inspection, but they have to pay some smaller fees. Yeah.
Naturally, yeah, no, I'd agree. That's a good service.
Yeah. But I would always I would highly recommend that they at least they do inspection either by somebody else for them, or they choose this way because that's the protection to them. If they don't do none of those, they really don't have any protection.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it seems like lots of good information and that people in our comments haven't heard before. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's do some trivia. Let's make things interesting and give away some stuff.
I don't know if Zdenko, you have a question you want to ask? I was taking notes when you were talking to see if people were listening, but if you have anything that you want to ask, or I can just go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay.
He's
Some
like,
of the things that I wrote down. Sorry. Some of the things I wrote down, I don't even think you talked about just because I knew them. So I'll try to only say the things that you did talk about. Okay, so how this is going to work is I'm going to ask a few questions, and whoever gets the question right, we're going to put your name on a wheel, and then those three, I'm going to ask 3 questions, and those 3 people are going to go on a wheel, and the winner is going to take home a $35 Irving card that was donated by Zdenko himself. So thank you so much for that. So essentially your prize is a $35 gas card. And yes, Andrew?
Full disclaimer, I'm not participating because I will likely get everything right.
No, you can't participate. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is, and I know that you spoke about this, Zdenko, how long has Zdenko been in the business for, in the home inspector business for?
You mentioned a specific year. Let's see if everyone said it.
I just have like a number that I heard him say, but
The number 2 will the year and the number corresponds.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see. We'll let some people get some answers in. I know it's a delay.
Oh, Della got it.
I'm not even on. I have so many tabs open.
No, Trina. No, Della got it.
Oh, Della got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and just another disclaimer is that we know that some people on your own feed, you might see someone else's number before yours, and you think that, we're not looking right, but it's based on what we see on our back end, just because I know we've had issues with this in the past. So whatever we see first on our feed is what we're going with. So Della, you are the winner. Della said 16 years, and that's correct, right, Zdenko?
Yes, correct.
Perfect.
Yeah, 3 years longer than me.
Very young, yeah?
No, I was 25 when I got licensed as a realtor.
And another question that somebody asked and you answered, hopefully people were listening, is does a pre-inspection and a buyer inspection cost the same price? Yes or no?
We asked that already. It's yes, it is.
Yeah, but I wanted to see if people were listening, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. Yes. No, my bad.
Okay, never mind. That question doesn't count anymore.
That was a separate question. Sorry, never mind.
All good.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't know the exact number to this, Zdenko, so maybe if you have a number in your head, we'll go off that one. But how many home inspections have you done in your 16 years? Let's see who can get the closest number. So I know you said a ballpark number. So let's see if people... Oh, Angela's on.
Oh, Heather got it.
Wait, let's don't say who got it first yet. Let's just get a few answers in, because I did already see the answer. Okay. Zdenko, what's the number?
Exact number, 7,982.
Still
Oh my
Heather
God,
Brown.
you actually know the exact number?
No, you don't, but I'm just saying like the exact, so whoever is closer, I guess.
Okay, so Heather was the first one to say 8,000. So I feel like that's the closest number that I see on here.
By far.
By far, yeah. So 8,000. So Heather Brown, you are also in our wheel, and we're going to ask one more question
that I will not answer.
Yes, Andrew cannot answer this one. Okay, I don't even know what to ask anymore. Because I have a question, but I don't think you mentioned it. But I'm gonna ask it anyways. Zdenko, you have a team, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That my question is how many inspectors are on that team, including Zdenko?
Well, that's a tough one.
If you don't know, you don't know. I know.
Just Google.
Zdenko. I'm ready for people. You guys are good at this. Okay, we have some numbers pop in.
A lot of numbers, yeah.
Okay, and the correct answer is
4.
4. So, Della, you got it once again. So, Della, you're on our wheel twice, so you have very good chances of winning the gift card.
You have to land on Heather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I have no more questions. Actually, I have one more. I'm going to ask one more. And no, you already said that. Never mind. Don't mind me. We are going to bring up the wheel, and we're going to see out of those 3 names, 2 being the same, who wins the $35 gift card. And this isn't a fancy wheel. This is the only one I could get in short notice. So there's no music or anything. Oh my gosh, I thought it was going to land on Heather. I was going to say that. What are the odds?
I would have called that at that point.
Della, congratulations. You won the gift card donated by Zdenko, $35 to Irving. And I will send that to you in the mail tomorrow. Congratulations. I got to write it down or I'm going to forget. Perfect. Thank you so much, Zdenko, for joining us tonight. We're going to do a few more spins before we call it a night. Is there anything else that you want to say? I have his information at the bottom if you want to get in contact or if you want to contact us and we can get you in touch. But I'll leave the floor to you.
Thank you. No, it was great. It's you guys doing great stuff with these events, and I sometimes I watch, but I've never been in this type of event. That's just great. I like it now. So call me back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us.
I was scared a little bit, nervous. I was gonna go, but I like it. That's
He came in to drop off the gift card today, and he was like, "I'm a little nervous," and I'm like, "You'll do great." Angela's not with us, but Angela said Zdenko rocks. So yes, you 100% do. So thank you so much for being our special guest tonight.
Thank you. See you around, eh?
Good seeing you. You take care.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so now I have Zdenko's information at the bottom. I'm going to keep that up for the rest of the night. And we're just going to do a few more spins because we've only given away technically 2 prizes of our own and 1 that was donated. So let's do a few more spins of the night and hopefully somebody wins that's actually on with us. That would be really great.
That would be. I agree.
I love how she's not here, but she's still commenting and supporting us. So
This is so much fun.
I know. I'm like, is it? Okay, let me bring up my wheel.
Mel, that was your hiding the pain Harold face.
It was the paper face, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had to cut more paper.
No more paper. I made everybody go digital.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who wins. And just a reminder, if we land on that LM, it's double the prize. So we'll see.
Here we go. Interesting. Who is that? Daniel.
Daniel Talk. I don't know if I don't know if I saw your name pop up. Okay, Angela just said, "Where's the music?" So
We can hear
obviously
it.
the music's not working. Do you hear it, Andrew?
I hear it.
Okay, I hear it too. But when I did this for our social media giveaway and I rewatched it, I couldn't hear the music either. So I don't know what's going on if you can't hear the music. I knew Angela was going to pick that up.
Mel, I was half expecting you to say that's an Angela problem.
Well, Angela, you figure it out. Yeah, see, Della said no music either. Anyways, sorry about that. I swear I do have music, and I wish that you guys could hear it. but unfortunately, technology isn't always in our favor. So I don't think Daniel is on with us, but as always, we're, going to see what he could have won. And if he's not on by the time we finish.
Oh, Vince hears music, and so does Amy.
Oh, Amy. So some people are just having issues. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
I have some tissues for those issues.
I wish I could fix everything, but I can't. I'm sorry, guys. So you would have won a HomeSense, Marshalls, and Winners, and this is my favorite store ever. Oh, Kelly doesn't hear it either. I'm so sorry. But you will be taking home a $5 Tim's card I will put in the mail. Please make sure to watch next time, Daniel. We'd love to see you on.
All right, what's next?
Let's do it. Let's do another wheel. I really want something.
Someone who's actually here. Oh.
Amy, I know you're on with us.
Good job, Amy.
Amy, yeah, and she does.
Wait. Let's go back about 10 years. Good job, George.
Do you know her personally?
No, I used to call her George.
Oh.
So, funny story. The first night I met Angela, Amy and my ex-broker, Scott, picked me up in a car. And I was a little surly when they picked me up. And I told her that she called me Sharky at the time, too. That's funny.
She
anyways.
just said that.
Yes. So I used to call her George because I said I would love you and squeeze you and call you George. So I would give her a hug and give her a noogie at the same time. So anyway, that was the night that I first met Angela. That's funny.
Oh, that's so funny. Funny how memories come up like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Amy, you're the first one that's actually been on. So let's see what you would have won. Or what you are going to win because you're on with us. Bulwark. So because you're on with us, you win a $50 Bulwark card. So I will send that in the mail, and this is a great place to go, and especially with the warmer weather and it being patio season, definitely check it out. You, Andrew, I know we tell this story all the time, but you sold Bulwark into the location, correct?
That's correct. So we had a listing on Dresden Row right across from Pete's Boutique, and the owner of Bulwark Cider approached us directly and bought the property from our seller. And he renovated it for about a year or two, if I recall correctly, and turned it into his tap room. So it's a great location. It's extremely central, close to absolutely everything downtown. And the renovations done are second to none. So he didn't spare any expense. So I highly recommend checking out the tap room down.
Yeah, it's awesome. And me and Angela a few years ago actually did an interview there as well. And I think it's actually on our YouTube page. But they had, even when I went, they had so much merchandise. And you can get flights to taste their different ciders. And they actually have a patio out back as well. So definitely check that out once you get your gift cards. So happy that it's finally getting warmer. I hate the cold, even though I know we live in Nova Scotia. Okay, so that's our fifth prize. Let's give away, what'd you say, one more, Andrew?
Let's give away one for fun. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's give away one more, and let's hope that the person's on. Let me bring up my wheel. Okay, this is the last prize of the night.
Well, George was the only one here. Good old Georgie.
Okay, Megan Logan.
I haven't seen Megan all night.
Yes, I have not seen Megan either.
What a killjoy.
Vince says Andrew needs light in front of his face. Right now, he's a shadow face. I was thinking that too, Vince. Okay, we're just going to do ambiance. Oh, and Amy said it. I called Andrew Sparky because he kept stealing my lighter all night.
That was a fun time.
Trina says that, whoa, she isn't here. It's her daughter. Oh, well, you better tell her that she has to come on next time if she wants the full prize. But we're still going to see what she would have won. So let's spin. she would have won a $50 Cineplex card. And these are actually really cool that we have. They're half Cineplex and half like Ultimate Dining. So it's almost like a little date. So tell her that that's what she would have won. Unfortunately, she we'll still send a little Tim's card. But thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And look, Andrew, we stayed within the hour. Angela never stays within the hour. Go us.
Don't say that too loud, Mel. She's watching.
I know. That's the point.
Oh, okay, good. That was a subtle hint for an elbow dip.
Just fun. But thank you all for coming on. And I know this is only our second time doing it so far in 2023. It's just been, crazy and vacations and all of that. But hopefully we can continue, going for the rest of the year.
Agreed. And I will say a few things too, is that it was very nice to have everyone who joined in. Please, thank you very much for chiming in. I know you all have busy lives and children and families. So those who won, congrats. Those who didn't, congrats on the minor win, but still, regardless, I appreciate your presence. Thanks for all your support over the years and even today. And we hope to see you on the next one.
Amy says, thanks, Melissa and Sparky. Well, that sounds like a child's novel.
What child's not allowed? Melissa and Sparky, right? Yeah.
That is funny. Well, yes, thank you so much. And we're going to sign off. I'm going to turn off the music and shut off for the night. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.